Hey guys, I'm here at Warfield Fossils, which is another place that I live right over there against the mountain on the other side of all those homes. And I drive past here all the time and I've noticed it, but I didn't know what it was. But apparently they take people out to Fossil Butte south of here near Kimmerer and a couple hours, and they can get fossils, and they also do some other things. They take fossils in here and prepare them for, I think, museums and stuff. I don't know. We'll find out. I've just heard things since I mentioned to somebody, hey, what's Warfield Fossils? But it should be pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. See what we learn. All right.
I'm just going to put her out.
No, she's fine. So what's your name?
Oh, Rick Hebden.
Rick Hebden. And you own the Warfield Fossils?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I guess, what is it and how did it get started?
A long time ago. It's over 40 years ago. I think I was about 12 years old. My father bought property out by Kimmerer, southwest Wyoming, because he outgrew this ranch, where we're out here, the sheep rancher, and needed more property, more space, so he bought a chunk of property out there. And then a couple of years later, we found fossils at the spring, Warfield Springs. There was fossil fish. He rode down the bank, fell into the spring. We used to go there to get fresh water for the sheep camps. Be dipping it out with a bucket, pouring it into the 10-gallon milk cans we used. And I found a fossil fish. I said, picked it up out of the water. I said, wow, check it out, Dad. And one thing led to another. But that's where it started. That was, like I said, way over 40 years ago now.
So what is Warfield Fossils?
Well, over time, when it started, when it kind of turned into a business and not just a weird occurrence, it was, we figured out we could start selling these things. We traded some fossils for things in the beginning, and then other people got in, heard about it and started coming to us. And one thing led to another. Eventually it turned into a small business. And Dad said, what are we going to name this? And I said, Warfield Fossils. It was found right here at Warfield Springs, so that's what Warfield Fossils is. It was named after the spring.
So you sell fossils, and I looked at your website briefly, warfieldsafari.com.
Oh, Fossil Safari, that's another thing my dad started. Somewhere along the line, he decided, there's so many people that was interested and excited about it, and they wanted to dig, so he thought, well, hell, let's charge a little fee and let them dig. So that's how the Fossil Safari part of it got started, and today it's probably, 50% of our income is charge a fee and let people from all over the world come there in the summer, of course.
And dig fossils.
And we let them dig fossils, and they can do it themselves and find all they want to carry home.
So if any of these kids and their families want to do that, they just go to your website? And
That's how most people find us, is on the website.
Okay.
And word of mouth.
Do they just schedule a time to meet out there, or?
Well, we're open from Memorial Weekend, that last weekend in May, through the month of September.
Okay.
So, and that's what,
So there are people out there right now?
Yeah, that's what all of our advertising is, and I have a manager, takes care of those people. They show up, he checks them in, gets their tools, takes them out there, shows them how it's done, and helps them throughout their dig. And some days it's real busy, and other days, especially in September, it starts to slow down. People's all gone home from their vacations.
Do kids pretty much find something? If they go out to dig, are they going to find something?
If you can swing a hammer, you can find fish. It's so easy. It's easy. So, yeah.
Do they get to keep what they find?
Yeah, they keep all the common stuff they find. If they was to find something really rare, we keep it. Yeah. Well,
okay.
That's what pays for the whole operation, is the rare stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't call it rare for a reason. I mean, it's rare.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but stingrays, gars, birds, turtles.
Generally, how old are they? scientifically?
Well, all these fossils are Eocene age, so it's all right between 40 and 60 million years old.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's right just not too long after the dinosaurs died out, and it's called the Age of Mammals because that's when, you know, when dinosaurs were around, mammals were little bitty things crawling around in the underbrush, and as after the dinosaurs, mammals started to evolve and become more and more and more, you know, bigger, better. Lots of them started filling up the evolutionary chain. So.
Well, what do you want to show me?
Candy's holding some fish, some of the typical stuff you can find. You know, when you go out there at the quarry, there's a couple of them. We've already cleaned them. They usually don't come out of the ground ready to pop on the wall. We have to clean them with little air tools and lots of other equipment we have.
So this piece of rock came right out of the quarry?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of cleaned it all up?
We cut it first, and then you can see the kind of around the edges where we cleaned them off with these little
air tools or something?
Yeah, these little air tools. There are a whole bunch of people in the other room doing it right now. So they're little jackhammers go up and tip goes up and down. Slowly remove the rock off the top of them. Well, Sue's desk is a mess, isn't it? What else do you need to know?
What else do you want to show me?
Well, there's I can show you more fish.
Yeah.
Those are stuff will come out this summer.
So if you find this in the rock, I'm guessing this whole thing isn't exposed?
Right, they come out totally covered up. You just see lumps, bumps.
So you kind of see the, and then you just have to chip away carefully?
Yeah, after we find them. In fact, to find them, we dig at night so we can control the lighting. And if I can find one here, I'll show you. Here's one right here. Yeah, so if you hold that in the right light, you can see the bumps that the bones make.
Yeah.
And of course, like I said, the light is the key. You know, you hold it flat or different angle, it just washes out. But you get it just right, and those bones cause a little shadow. And so we dig them at night so we can control the lighting, so we can spot them, and that way we don't miss anything. It's rare if we miss something. So there's more little unprepared ones that I mark them with a little wax crayon so that we don't lose them again. Because there's times we'll have so many of them out there, we have to come back and cut them out and stuff, and you sweep the pads and lose them again. So.
So is this color added?
No.
No?
No, that's the color.
That's
when you get down to them, they're colored like the color of the bone.
Oh, that's the color. Natural color, huh?
Color. Yeah, there's one in here that's just come out of the room. And sometimes we'll have to go back in. See, there's these just little spots here and there. And we'll just put a dab of color back in that. But this one, part of his tail was messed up. There could be a lot of reasons for that. Maybe another fish tried to take a bite out of him. After he died, he laid there for a while and started drifting apart. A lot of different reasons, but the detail is just incredible on these things. A lot of times we find fish in their belly. You know, you can see stomach contents. So. Yeah, here's something I started to show you earlier. And see, 2017 season, we found this crazy little mammal. Now, I've got the whole thing, but this is just the skull. So, well, what's crazy about this, you look at that, and it's like a little dog skull, a little carnivore, obviously a carnivore. But this is the X-ray of the skull before we did any preparation. And you check out the arm. There's the radius ulna, and they're super long. And then you get to the little fingers, and look how long those bones are. Just crazy long. Now this one terminates clear back up in here, but it actually, that's the ulna of the claw, and the first little phalanx hooks onto there, so that makes up the whole digit. So in reality, it still would have been about that long, but that's the length of that is just crazy. So if that's still under here, see, if we prep down, we'll find all this. What shows in the X-ray will be laying right there. So, and then I've got the rest of it over here in another box.
How do you prep down without hitting the bone and breaking it? And
Well,
chipping
we
it
do
out?
that all under a microscope.
Oh, really?
By hand. Yeah, it's a little
In here?
scratch and blowy over there under the sheets, the high-powered microscope,
Can
the
they?
lighting.
Can I see it?
Sure. Yeah, all the stuff we need. I'll have to move it a little
What's
bit.
this?
Well, we got a little peacock that fell ill, so we're getting
Nursing it back to health.
nursing him back to health. Come here, guard. Come over here for a minute. Set that over there. Keep the dust off of everything, and that's hard in this shop because dust is
So
on
that's
it.
a high-powered microscope, and you.
Yeah, it's high-powered scope with a long boom arm, and this is intense lighting. Let's see, let me turn it all on. I think it is on. Let me see. You can dial it up or down.
Change your light.
Yeah, you get the light really bright, or dial it down a little bit. Then we can also, you just when you're scratching and blowing, you just
That's just
blow the
spurts
dust
of
away.
air.
Yeah, it's just pure air, real low pressure, so it doesn't hurt the bone, and you can, as you scratch,
Are you scratching with a hand pick
hand
or
picks, hand tools.
hand
And
tools?
a lot of them are our own design. You just have to get tiny little. So even if you can see that, but that's even almost too big. When you put it under a microscope, it looks like a baseball bat. Yeah. So we have to.
And you guys do that yourselves, or do you hire people, or?
Well, it's part of the people that work here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two that's qualified to work under the scope.
Okay.
So
So when you took this stone here and laid it under there for the first time, how long did it take to get this much exposed?
that was almost 4 or 5 days work right there.
Like 8 hours a day,
Uh-huh.
or so
Yeah.
40 hours to get that much exposed?
Just to get that little exposed, yeah, because there's a lot more to that. It goes in, like I said, this whole front arm is still under there, and the whole rest of the beast goes back in the other rocks. So, at the beginning of this story about this one, with just the X-ray, we couldn't tell what it was. So that's why we prepped a little bit of the skull so we could get a better idea, get a good look at it. And then I show it to the experts. There's a group out of the American Museum in New York. There's 2 or 3 mammal experts that work there. And I've shown them all, kept them, right up to speed on this, showing them all the pictures and the progress. And when I first showed you this, I said it looks like a little, it's like a little dog skull with a carnivore, and that's what they thought too. It's like they call it a hyenadontid. It falls in that group of carnivores. But when you throw this long front arm in, then they're like, well, I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. So possibly, or probably, this is a brand new species of some sort. So it'll be another holotype.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in time, we'll get it to the American Museum, and they can finish the preparation, hopefully, because the scientific prep is different than commercial prep. So they look at different things. They look at soft tissue and anything they can get out of any information that they can figure out. We'll look under black lighting and infrared, everything they can think of to try and. Sometimes soft tissue will show up with black lights, you know, or infrareds and stuff show up different things too. So,
do people bring you stuff that you didn't quarry that they found on their own and you prep
well,
it?
there was a time when we did a lot of prep for other people, but it's just gotten so busy doing our own stuff. It's like barely, you know, I pick and choose what I want to work on.
Okay.
Somebody else's. And for a long time, there was, back in the 90s, a lot of brand new stuff was coming out of China. And so, I don't know how, but we got roped into preparing lots of it. That we prepped several type specimens from China. The little feathered dinosaurs, you know, if a lot of people watch those nature shows, and there's shows on TV that'll be about dinosaurs and you know, fossil related stuff, and you'll see a lot of crazy stuff coming out of China, and we prepped a lot of it back in the day. Dinosaur eggs, they've got the most massive discovery of dinosaur eggs ever. It's like, I was told by one guy that their egg deposit there is the size of metropolitan Denver. And I know it's in the Hunan province, so I know it covers a lot of space.
Interesting.
And the dinosaurs must have, there's a rookery, they went there for thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years, year after year after year, and laid their eggs. And then a lot of those eggs, the little dinosaur would hatch and take off and leave behind, you know, the shell. So we could see that in the nests, we'd find these, or they find these nests over there, they'd bring them to us. There'd be 7 or 8 eggs, and all the tops would be broken off where the little dinosaur hatched and run off. So we just flip them over, clean them from the other side, and you get perfectly round looking egg.
Interesting.
Yeah, so, and there was a lot of eggs that came from that even still had little dinosaurs in them.
So the stuff like this stuff you were showing me, these bigger fish are all cleaned up and stuff, do you sell those? Is that part of your business? How much would like something like that cost?
Well, I wholesale. You know, there's retail and there's wholesale. So you'll see one like that in the retail shops. They'll be a couple of $1,000s, even more. And wholesale is usually half or less.
Okay.
So I'll sell the one on the left there. That's about a $700 or $800 fish when I'm done with it.
And then someone buy it from a store and maybe
I'll sell it to
that.
different shops, and then it'll be for sale in a store, and somebody will buy it and hang it on their wall. These particular ones, you can see the blue tape on them. They're fish that I also have a little side business, and this, we call this the 18-inch layer quarry. And I let people, I charge them a fee, and they come and dig with me, right with me and my crew. And I let them keep one fish that we find that night. So that's what these are. They're all targeted for different customers.
Interesting.
So different clients. They were all here this summer.
Almost like big game hunting, but you're hunting fossils.
Yep. That's another safari.
Yeah.
Another aspect of fossil safari.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Here's a fish that Sean's working on. And you can see how nice he's coming out. Now this white stuff's just the dust that comes from abrasive powder. We used to blow the dust off with. It's like a little miniature sandblaster. You get right down in there to clean the last little layers off. See right in here, still covered with the stone. Yeah. We put it in that air brake box, clean that right off, and all this bone will be under it. And this was obviously a big predator. Look at his teeth.
Yeah.
Saw mark from
hit it with the saw.
Yeah, from cutting fish out up above it.
Yeah.
Because that layers are just. And we cut fish out, sometimes nick them with the saw on the way down. Yeah, Sean's. Here's a nice little fish. Starting to come out. Still got a ways to go, but it's. All this is yet to be cleaned off.
Yeah, see, there's one. partial.
Yeah. Then when
We
that's
gotta clean
done,
this piece off here.
yeah, when that's all done, we'll put it back together. Where they've been squared off, we add that rock on, and we'll restore this little bit of tail that's missing. We'll have to put back on. So they're over there cleaning more of the same stuff.
Can I film them? Well, thanks for bringing us here. And if the kids are interested in going out and digging, fossilsafari.com.
Yeah, that's how to get in touch with me to dig my stuff.
Yeah.
There's stuff right in your own backyard.
Probably.
But don't go on BLM. Stay on private ground.
Yeah, private ground. Otherwise, you have to turn it over to BLM, right?
Well, you're not even supposed to touch it if
Oh,
it's on
really?
BLM ground.
Just leave it there.
Our government has a strange policy of letting things just rot.
Yeah.
Go. So nobody gets to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's the way it works.
that's the way it works. But yeah, especially kids in the way out there in eastern Wyoming, that's where most of the fossils are. There's a lot of good stuff over there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that field trip. I thought it was pretty cool. Interesting stuff. Go on fossilsafari.com if you want to come out near the Kimmerer area. That's about 2 hours from here, and that's where he has his quarry, and he lets people come out there and dig and keep the stuff they find. So kind of a cool thing. Check it out. See you guys. Bye.